The idea is we want you to get your sound limb down and get the toe of the prosthetic foot slightly behind your heel there. And then by pushing on the front wall of that socket, you're going to initiate knee flexion. But we don't want that heel to just drop to the ground, okay, like this. We want you to push back on the socket and drive that heel right down into the ground. You see that, how there's like a snap at the end of that movement there? So you got to push back on that socket to get that snap. And you should feel these muscles in the back working.
I mean, the way I like to usually say it to people is think that your heel is a hammer and the floor is a nail. You don't just kind of take a hammer and drop it on a nail, do you? You make it. We want to hear a sound when that heel hits. This is an exercise. This isn't walking. So we want to hear that loud thud as that hits.
The idea is oftentimes when we see people walk with a prosthetic limb, and Nate had mentioned earlier about having that foot out, they're just kind of swinging forward with these front muscles, and they let that leg fall. And it's all the way out, and then they're just doing this. And they're not using their muscles to control that prosthetic limb. And that's like using the prosthesis like a crutch. What we're trying to train you how to do is identify the muscle groups that you used when you walked before and how to utilize them properly. So you don't want to just let that fall to the ground. You want to use these muscles here to drive that heel into the ground.
And what you really want to kind of stop and think about is, as that hits the ground, are these muscles behind your leg, are they nice and tight? You want those muscles to be tight and engaged as that heel is touching the ground. And honestly, what this exercise is for is, again, so that you're really thinking about those muscles. You're not getting your foot on the ground and then trying to tighten up. You want those muscles engaged before the heel hits the ground. That way, they're already at that taut level, so that if the ground's unlevel or something is unexpected, your muscles are already tight and they're ready to act. You're not taking that split second of, okay, my foot's on the ground, now I'm trying to react. You're ready to react as your heel touches. So you really want to focus on, as you do this, loud, and feel a squeeze behind your knee.
Yeah,
or for the above the knee, kind of just like back in your thigh.
Yeah, if you're not feeling it back here,
right,
then you're not, those muscles aren't working. And if you feel like your calf muscle's tightening while you're doing that too, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, we've had a lot of people over time tell us that maybe in a below the knee prosthesis that doing this causes their muscles to cramp up. And that's something that it should, when you're walking, you're not going to be this exaggerated. So it's an exercise. Sometimes we might cramp up a little bit during an exercise. It's not necessarily indicative of a problem.
So we're going to do 10 heel strikes.
Yep.
And then we'll take a little break and maybe do another set of 10.
Yep.
But I just want to kind of we'll examine everybody in here, and then hopefully people online can join us and do them too. So ready? So with your heel, with the toes back, we always say set. And then when we say strike, we snap the heel to the ground. So set, strike, set, strike, set, strike, set, strike. Is that 5?
Yep.
Strike, set, strike, set, 8, set, 9, set, 10. Okay? Everybody feel that back here? Okay. And notice, I don't know how it resonated through the camp, but you could hear the heels hitting the ground.
Right.
That's exactly what we want. So, all right, we'll do another quick set and then we'll move on. Everybody ready? So when you're doing these exercises, like the other ones, it was more like time, but doing sets, just so if we're doing sets of 10 here, and that feels good, you might find 3 sets of 10 feel really good. You can kind of increase or add an extra set or go 14 if they're feeling a little easier for you. So the idea is just adapt it to where it feels like you're getting the benefit of the exercise. Ready, set, 1, set, 2, set, 3, set, 4, set, 5, set, 6, set, 7, set, 8, set, 9, set, 10. Okay, good.
Good.
Those sounded like good ones.
Yep.
So,
Can everybody kind of feel a little bit of a burn from that? I mean, do you feel the muscles engaged? Maybe not burnt, maybe not to the level of a burn, but do you feel that you were using some muscles there? Good.